opportunity to attend this ceremony and to celebrate the memories of the old Allegany High School. The fact that we are celebrating this award on May 2nd is very appropriate because May is recognized nationally as Preservation Month. And preservation is not about old houses and buildings, but it's also about communities and managing change well. Preservation Month began as National Preservation Week in 1973. A few years later, in 2005, the National Trust extended this celebration to the entire month of May and declared it Preservation Month. So now, every year in May, local preservation groups, historical societies, businesses, and organizations across the country celebrate Preservation Month through events that promote their historic places. Historic places which are special and unique due to the buildings and stories that make up the heart of the community. As part of Preservation Month 2023, the Maryland Historical Trust has announced awards for noteworthy accomplishments in the preservation field, recognizing outstanding education, restoration, and revitalization projects, as well as organizational and individual leadership. We are proud to learn that one of our own, Michael Hunter Thompson, was selected for We are so pleased that he was selected for his oral history Fade to Blue book, which grew into a much larger project and was selected for the Maryland Historical Trust Excellent in Community Engagement Award. We are all taught that we should live in the present, look towards the future, not the past, but the Fade to Blue project reminded everyone that the past is a nice place to visit. Now we will listen to Dear Old High School by the Allegany High School Show Choir, directed by Desiree Witt. Following the song, we will hear a word from Mayor Ray Morris. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. All right. First, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I was telling Michael you have to bring him down here more often. He gets a bigger crowd than I normally do. What I wanted to say was this is just an absolutely wonderful way to start Preservation Month in the city of Cumberland. You know, we're here for Michael Hunter Thompson and the Community Excellence Award presented by the Maryland Historic Trust, but you know, I think that we as a mayor and city council understand that the history of our city is something that we definitely need to always continue to work to preserve. And it's not something that is just a one-time thing. That's something that Michael just did this one time. It's something that's ongoing in the city of Cumberland as we look to our past as we try to build our future. I know I saw Brian White here earlier. I don't see Brian now, but I know that Brian is currently working on another project on the history of Baltimore Street, and what perfect timing that is for us to for his students to be working on that. Now, Ruth only gave me about 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and then she gave me a proclamation to read that takes 3. So I'll keep it short here and go ahead and just do the proclamation. This is a proclamation by the City of Cumberland. Whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas historic preservation plays an important role in our lives, and we should celebrate the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of heritage that has shaped us as a people. And whereas because of the wealth of the City of Cumberland's historic sites, structures, and places, it is important that residents of the city recognize and value this heritage. Now therefore, the Mayor and City Council of Cumberland do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 in the City of Cumberland as Historic Preservation Month, and call upon all residents to recognize and command its observance, and to take time to learn about their local history. Ruth?
That's a resin. That's a resin.
Here, look here, guys. Thank you.
In 100 years, you'll
And now from the Maryland Historic Trust to actually make the real presentation, Ms. Elizabeth Hughes.
Good afternoon. I'm so excited to see so many people who come out today, so thank you for joining us in honoring this incredible project and this incredible team of folks who worked on it. My name is Elizabeth Hughes. I'm the director of the Maryland Historical Trust, and I'm here today to present the 2023 Maryland Preservation Award for Excellence in Community Engagement to Michael Hunter Thompson for his community project, Fade to Blue. And I'll mention I'm joined here by one of the trustees of the Maryland Historical Trust, Al Feldstein, so thank you for coming out, an incredible local historian for water preservation. So I have to tell you, this project is one that really captured the imagination of our Board of Trustees. It was something that just they found so incredibly exciting and just a model for other folks throughout the state. So I'm just really excited to honor Mr. Thompson today. Since 1975, the MHT Board of Trustees has honored the outstanding preservation efforts of individuals, businesses, nonprofit organizations, local governments, and others who protect, steward, and share the historic places and cultural heritage that make Maryland unique. Something that Michael Hunter Thompson's Fade to Blue project highlights in a multitude of ways. Born out of a photography project at the beginning of 2020, Fade to Blue bloomed into a community-wide effort to preserve the shared story of Allegany High School at Campobello before it was demolished. This was done through museum exhibitions, oral histories, a book that Thompson self-published, and culminated in a series of events that brought together thousands of people that were tied to this one site. The number of lives that Michael Hunter Thompson touched and the community he built around him for this project truly exemplifies the kinds of cultural and historical engagement we hope to encourage across the state. On behalf of the Maryland Historical Trust, I'm pleased to present this Excellent Community Engagement Award. Congratulations, and thank you for being a steward of Maryland's heritage.
all for being here. This is crazy. Thank you so much. I feel like I have to thank a million people. First off, thank you to the Maryland Historic Trust for selecting Faith Blue for such a prestigious award. And Ruth, of course, for nomination. Considering it for nomination, I think it's just kind of doing it. So sure. This project took over my life for 2 years, which most of you know. So right off the bat, I have to thank my beautiful wife, Nikki, and Olivia Strauss over here. So most of you probably know that my regular day job has nothing to do with photography, history, or preservation. So the time that it took to do this project was carved away from them. So I want to give them all a round of applause. I need to thank Jake Shade and the people of the county at the time. Without them, they gave me access to the building. If they did not do that, this project would not exist. So thank you to them. I need to thank the volunteers, the photo shoot volunteers at the school. Susie Bacchino, Mike McGreedy, who is here, I can't believe it. Allison Lighty, as well as Doug Schwab and Jody Johnson, who took beautiful behind-the-scenes photography, which just added an extra layer of depth to the documentation of this project. I can't thank them enough. The most famous volunteer, of course, was Rita Shoenail. I know you know all how to love Rita Shoenail. May she rest in peace. I had the privilege of getting to know Rita and her family over the course of the past few years, and it's been a complete honor. I know she's here with us today, being with Allegany Pride. And she was my biggest cheerleader. Miss you, Rita. And lastly, the volunteer that has known me the longest and has always believed in me no matter what is Sharon Shade. She might be the art teacher of America, but she's my mom, and I have her endless support throughout this project. Both my parents really kind of fanned the flame of my creativity growing up, and always encouraged that, so I thank them. A committee came together with me with a plan for a unique experience that frankly could have not turned out any better. And we called it If These Halls Could Talk. Thank you, Julie Westerndorf, for supporting my photography and vision for the very first time that we spoke about the concept. Not only that, but coming up with the name If These Halls Could Talk. Everyone at the Arts Council was top-notch in helping execute every single detail. They did a tremendous job. Thank you. Thank you to the committee members, Doug Schwab, Chris Logston, Sharon Shade, Betsy Harrison, Dale Zuckerhill. I know a lot of you are here right now, and I can't forget, of course, the Jedi Master himself, Yoda. Are you here?
He's over there.
Yoda! Thank you so much. Yoda's over there. I worked very closely with Brian White from the very early on in the project, and what he and the historic research method students did and presented and curated and worked on during the school year and presented at the Allegany Museum was nothing short of incredible, and we have to be very proud of that. So thank you, Brian, for everything. Of course, there's one rock star I can't forget. I left it for last. Because without them, the project simply would not have happened at all. And that's you, the community.
Thank you.
You were literally participating in this project with me every step of the way, and it was very inspiring. We were in a pretty dark place in 2020, and cynicism was at like a peak level on social media, if you remember. But when I posted an idea for an Allegany and Campobello photography project, the community was like all in and all positive, like right from the jump, and it has lasted for almost 3 years, and that is absolutely crazy. Nothing negative at all. I can't describe what that feeling is like. And for an entire community to be fully engaged and supported with such a unique project, and I was just like a random alumni that had an idea who took off. Crazy. So I'm at the school, first day. I have no idea what to expect, right? People actually started showing up. And not just showing up, but they started sharing stories. And they became emotional. I had strangers coming up to me in complete tears, just thanking me for the experience to participate in the project. And that's when I knew it wasn't a photography project. It was community. It felt important. It felt like all of a sudden I had their trust. And I felt a responsibility. I didn't want to let them down. So that's what I was using. I had no intention of creating a book. It became clear very, very early on that the community needed a special keepsake to kind of memorialize the experience that we had. I interviewed 100 people, 100 participants for the book, and they all had very deep feelings for Campobello. It became a really unique way to say goodbye to a building that helped shape this community for almost a century. You know, this project's about a school building. Plus my parents are teachers. Most of my families are teachers, so you know I had to learn something, right? Well, I learned a lot, okay, tons of stuff. But what it really taught me is that everybody can relate to a coming of age, good or bad. Whether you're in academics, drama, band, sports, chorus, aeroettes, art, cheerleading, or just trying to find a place to fit in, which most of us are all the time. It didn't matter because we're all connected. And when all those connections happen in and around one building through generations, it creates a deep-rooted culture. I think we all know that, especially now. It didn't matter what year we graduated. We all had stories of our Allegany days to tell. And this isn't even the end of Allegany's story. It's thriving. This was just the end of the chapter of Campobello's story. And you know, I'm very proud of the photographs. I'm very proud of the book. I'm proud of everything that happened leading up to the crescendo of all the events of last July. But what I'm really proud of the most, and what I'll remember for the rest of my life, is the personal connections I made with all of you. And I thank each and every one of you for that. Go Campbell!
Keep this part of it short. That was the good part, all right? Because now we're going to introduce some of our elected officials. Some of the, you know how that is. You give an elected official a microphone and you give them an opportunity to speak. But here's the guy who shows up everywhere, so I can't really say that about him. We have Senator Mike McKay. I think Mike has something he wants to present to Michael.
You are very tall. Water bring you in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, sir, while I did not graduate from Allegany, there was a Michael McKay that did graduate. He did marry a young lady who graduated from Allegany. And so she has instilled in me and my family the rich tradition that Allegany High School has had. And I just want to say thank you for documenting and involving all of the community in such a well-worked project. It is wonderful to see so many people here today. And on behalf of the entire delegation, myself, Delegates Buckle, Beitzel, and Baker, we have this General Assembly citation that we would like to offer to you, sir, if I may. And I'm going to step under the tent because I don't want to get it wet and ruined. So thank you. So be here known to all, be here known to all, sincere congratulations are offered to Michael Hunter Thompson in recognition of the Maryland Preservation Award Excellent in Community Engagement for Fade to Blue. This project is a historical preservation of Allegany High School at Campobello through photography and community involvement presented on this second day of May. Congratulations on behalf of the Speaker and the President of the Senate. I
just want to say something very quickly that I forgot to mention during my speech. If anybody wants to go into the Rotunda lobby, I put a lot of like fade to blue and historical items in there if anybody would like to take a look.
Look at him first.
I'll make sure I crop Mike out.
Thank you.
And then look here. Look here real quick.
We actually have with us from Senator Chris Van Hollen's office, we have Dan Mann. We have from Senator Ben Cardin's office, Robin Summerfield, and from Congressman David Trone, Representative Anderson Creed. That's a typo. Trone's not a senator yet.
Good afternoon, everybody. It stopped raining for a hot second. Now it's back, but the sun's out. But I want to take a second just to congratulate you on bringing, again, like the senator, I did not go to high school in Allegany, but I know the memories that have been instilled in me in high school have been so warm, and so it's a coming of age. So everybody has really good memories of high school, except for Al, wherever Al is. I heard good Al, okay.
I told you that in secret.
Oh, well, you said it loud. So, on behalf of Senator Van Hollen, I have a citation for you. He apologizes for not being here to honor you. So I was able to come and I sent a citation.
So, unfortunately, the congressman cannot be here either, so I'm also presenting you a certificate today. Congratulations on all your hard work.
So, Michael, my father graduated from Allegany at Campobello in 1949. And while he's no longer with us, I have opportunity to talk to some of his classmates. And my son graduated from 19. So what you did really amounted to therapy for a community that needed and wanted a new high school, but in many ways dreaded losing such an artifact. So thank you for your hard work. Thank you, Elizabeth and Mel, for this recognition. And so these guys gave you federal proclamations. I give you one that is time limited. There are very few of these left. This is one from Ben Cardin. Wow. United States Senator. So congratulations. Thank you so much.
All four of you. All four of you. Thank you.
Look at him first. And here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is a rarity. I've got a couple councilmen who don't want to actually speak, but I want to acknowledge that they're here. We have with us Councilman Roxy Oney and Councilman Eugene Frazier. Laurie and Jimmy couldn't be here. They had actually work for a living, so they're not here. But so that'll end the you're having to listen to elected officials. But now we have Mr. Dan Wetzel. He's a Allegany High School alumni and historian who is going to speak. Dan.
First, I'd like to congratulate Michael Thompson for his award sponsored by the Maryland Historical Trust. The trust is all about interpreting and preserving the past, and Michael, Fade to Blue certainly meets that criteria. Fade to Blue began with the realization by Allegany High School alumni that their school building was going to be demolished. It was really, really going to happen. The school was built in 1925 and holds a special place in the community that surrounds it. And it soon became obvious that the value of Allegany High School is more than something or its bricks and mortar. Michael came into the process in a rather ordinary way. He looked through the gymnasium window, saw a floor covered in dust and debris, and a building ready to be demolished. And Michael, the artist, saw more than that. He saw a creative opportunity, he saw a creative setting, and he came up with an idea. And the idea was that Allegany former basketball players would assemble on the gym for one last time in a series of photographs. Contacted the players, secured access to the building, and this was during COVID lockdowns when nothing was easy. And the players showed up and everything went as expected. But Michael's posts on social media created a sensation. Most of you remember that social media lit up, positive comments, positive reviews, and he decided that he may expand the project because other people wanted to have the same experience. They too wanted to be inside of Allegany one last time to have their picture taken. So I think Michael set up about 40 additional photo sessions at the school, inside and outside. And these photo sessions became a combination of class reunions, teachers are used to interruptions. The sessions became a combination of intergenerational dialogue, class reunions, and of course photography. And the alumni showed up with artifacts. They carried uniforms from different eras. They had memorabilia. It was really something to see. But they also carried something else with them, and that was a shared experience. They all had a story to tell. As Michael indicated, it sometimes became emotional. So Michael's decision to conduct an oral history program and publish a book was very meaningful. And this was no small task. It took hundreds of hours to interview, transcribe, and write the biographical summaries. It was just a major undertaking, and he did it with keeping a cross-section of Allegany High School in mind. The book was published under the title Faith in Blue, and it contained both the oral history and his creative photography. You know, it was not only this project, but he inspired others. Allegany High School's Historical Research Methods class had an exhibition at the Allegany Museum. The Allegany Arts Council hosted, I believe it was called These Halls for Talk exhibition, and both were well received and well attended. The culmination of Faith in Blue, I think, was at Canal Place when nearly 2,000 alumni showed up to congratulate Michael and to share memories. It was really a wonderful evening. So Michael, your Faith in Blue, not only was a book and an oral history, but it proved to be the best of community programs that brought out the best in Cumberland and in Allegany County. It also, I think, speaks to the importance of having an artist work and live within a community. So Michael, congratulations. I know I certainly respect and admire your work, and I'm sure the alumni feel the same way. And I'd like also to thank Elizabeth Hughes and the Trust for recognizing the value of Michael's work. Thank you very much.
The show choir is getting ready to perform, but I wanted to do something. I missed one of our dignitaries here. Commissioner Bill Atkinson, I ask him for money about every other week, and since they balanced the budget, I know they've got plenty. But
He went to Bill.
I wanted to mention Bill, but because he's here, and I didn't want to forget that. But and I also wanted to mention, as a lot of people know, I didn't go to Allegany High School either, but a good friend of mine did, and I think you all know him. His name is Steve Vandenberg, and he's a hell of a guy, and I just wanted to mention Steve. I know he's another one who's looking down on this bill. And thanking Michael for what he did. You guys ready?
You guys have been working hard on that.
Thank you.
Well, so we're closing. This has been a great celebration and a great recognition of Michael Hunter Thompson. But here we are, look at us. So we're celebrating historic preservation in a big way, and it's Historic Preservation Month. And not only are we recognizing Michael Hunter Thompson and Brian White for their contributions to the Fade to Blue project, but in case you don't know, I have to put a plug in, we have consultants in town working to create the first ever historic preservation plan for the city. And so now that the mayor has officially declared this month, Preservation Month, you too can celebrate by attending our community workshop for the Historic Preservation Plan tomorrow night here at City Hall in the council chambers from 6:30 to 8 p.m. This plan isn't about what we want, but what the community wants. So it's very important for the consultants to hear the thoughts and dreams and concerns of the community. So thank you for coming. If you haven't already, feel free to look at the books Michael has on display that he mentioned in the rotunda. And I guess that's it. Thank you for coming.
Ruth, we have everybody who's here, if they want, gather in the middle or pretend